probably going to steal. The 0-1. Or Duvall is going to hit a 2-run home run!
全米からも日本からも大注目の今永投手、5月30日の試合はメジャーリーグ移籍して初めての乱調、5回で無念の降板となりました。カブスに入って初めての乱調でしたが、カブスのファンは至る所で今永投手に対する愛情の声を叫んでいます。まだカブスに入って2ヶ月なのにチームを背負ってる。立ち上がりうまくいかなかったことに責任を感じている。カブスが人生、翔太はベストだよ。みんな毎日いい日ばかりではないよ。タイガーだってマスターズで82を記録したことだってあるんだ。愛してるよ。そして一部からは今永投手の1回のローテ飛ばしが原因ではないかという声が出ています。見ていきましょう。
Shota Imanaga with his first bad outing as a Cub, and the Cubs play sloppy baseball in a blowout loss to the Brewers.
Shota Imanaga with his first rough outing of his major league careers. The Cubs lost 10-5, 10-6 actually ended up the final to the Brewers on Wednesday night. Imanaga, who allowed only 5 earned runs all season entering Wednesday, allowed 7 runs on 8 hits to the Brewers offense. He was pulled in the 5th inning. Imanaga pitched on 10 days rest as he was skipped a full turn in the rotation following the rainout this past Friday. A lot of places to go here, but we're going to start with this. Imanaga's performance, regression, rust, or something else?
Yeah, well, first let's dig into why the Cubs might have done this. The first theory I thought was that they wanted him on that full 6-day rest plan. So when they canceled the game on Friday, if he threw Saturday against St. Louis, he wouldn't pitch till that following Friday, maybe in Cincy. So maybe they really wanted him for the Brewers series and not the Cardinals series. The other options could be, hey, they just want to limit his innings, and this was an opportunity to do that. If it's the latter, it's very, very concerning because it shows a lack of urgency. It's not the time to rest guys and do that against the Cardinals and Brewers. There'll be a 95-degree day in July, where it would make more sense to save some innings for him. If it's the former, it still didn't make a whole lot of sense, right? Because he's rolling right now. Just let him go. Just let him be. Don't mess with a good thing. Don't fix something that's not broken. Worry about the rest after he stops this historic stretch. Now, with that being said, did that actually impact the game? We don't know. Odds are he could have gotten rocked either way. Odds are if he throws really well on Wednesday night, we're not talking about this. So all of this is hindsight speaking, which you and I don't like to do. Jeffrey Smith just said, like you guys, but Sam and Matt, you weren't complaining about this until now. Come on. Well, first of all, we did mention it on Sunday Night Show that we were a little bit perturbed by it. It showed lack of urgency. But yes, you're correct, right? But because the results were really bad, you do have to take a little peek and think, why did this happen? My guess is that the Brewers are really, really good, and right now they look better by a wide margin than our baseball team, and they had a really good plan with Imanaga. They basically said, we're not going to get beat, we're not going to whiff, we're not going to get beat with the fastball, and he had a rough outing. But I think it's very sensible to go, 10 days off. He was the best pitcher in baseball before this. Why mess with that? I think two things could be true. It probably didn't impact the outing, but it was still a curious decision that deserves to be questioned.
Yeah, I think right away I will admit to the hindsight component of it as well. It's just as the start moved along, it begins to raise some questions about what occurred in the moment last weekend. So the start happened, he got touched up, and we know that's going to happen. And quite frankly, entering this game, he was a video game. But to just dismiss the moment like they did last weekend, looking back on it, is a little bit disappointing, just from a fan perspective even. Not even the baseball part of it, I will say. We'll get to the baseball part in a minute or two. But here's a pitcher who is throwing like a star. His full turn is against two division teams. It's either Cardinals Brewers or Cardinals Reds.
Yep.
He's been getting a bunch of national attention. MLB Network, ESPN, Pat McAfee. The Cubs were on Fox on Saturday night, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. I guess just looking back, you know, in terms of a place to skip him a full turn, because that was going to happen, especially given his workload coming over from Japan, and the fact that they've already publicized 170-ish inning target for his whole year.
Right.
They were going to skip him a full turn. I guess I'm wondering why this full turn.
100%.
And it's only late May, of course, but why skip a pitcher who is throwing like a star a full turn against two division rivals?
Two games in the standings.
Just raising the question.
Yeah, right.
It's posed as a question in the episode for a reason. It's a question that needs to be asked. You know, his 9 starts prior to Wednesday, Sam, he's thrown twice on 4 days rest, 5 times on 5 days, 1 time on 6, 1 time on 7. You know, was not able to track down game logs from Japan the last couple of years. I know he only pitched once a week there. So I'm guessing the 10 days is something that has happened, but yeah, just raising the question is all.
Yeah, and it's a good question to be raised, and I think it's the timing that's weird. These games against the Brewers and Cardinals, you know, Brewers, Cardinals, Giants, Padres, Diamondbacks, Pirates, you know, Reds maybe. These are all going to be, you know, here's what it is. Here's what it is right here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
For a team that missed out on the postseason by 1 game last year, I am surprised at how casual they are treating these games. And Counsell even said, hey, it's the long term. It's the long term. You know, these games matter just as much. They count for just as much. These games against the Brewers are precious. You know, you got to make up ground. Thursday's a big baseball game.
I agree with you.
If you lose
you have to split.
You're 5.5 out. That's not like 1.5 out. There's a lot of work to do. So, yeah. I think it's a tip your cap to the Brewers offense. Imanaga was due for a bad
They have one
night.
of the best offenses in the sport.
But I wish we got to see just him on a normal situation, and we'll find out. We'll find out his next start. I believe it'll be against it won't be Cincy. It will be the White Sox. Is that would be who?
Yeah, Tuesday against the White Sox. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I guess that wouldn't be a great indicator, but you know, if he comes back sharp,
day,
yeah, because of the sharp. But or we'll see if he's sharp. But you know, I'm not really overly concerned. I would say my only real frustration from this game is that I thought the positives were offensively. I thought we looked pretty live tonight. And
that's true.
And of course, we picked the one bad game that he had all year to look that way. They scored 6 runs. They also had a home run robbed from them, and Swanson came 5 feet away from hitting a grand slam.
Yeah.
So, you know.
最後にこのチャンネルでたびたびご紹介しているあの人の反応も見てみましょう。
Hey, that's baseball, man. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes, boys, sometimes it rains. So, I don't know how that helps.
今永投手、カブス加入して素晴らしいスタートを切りました。コンディションやいろいろなことがあると思いますが、またこれからも頑張ってください。応援しています。このチャンネルでは、現地情報を中心として、レポーターのエリカさん、エンゼルス、大谷選手、ダルビッシュ選手など日本人メジャーリーガーについてお送りします。癒しのチャンネルを目指していきます。チャンネル登録、グッドボタン、コメントをお願いします。ご視聴ありがとうございました。